A very good evening to you. Thank you so much for tuning in to Kutv Primetime News at 9 on the 15th day of January 2025. Lots has been happening within our country, but also to our neighboring country, Uganda, where they held their elections today. Now, those and many more stories lined up for you. Samuel Kelo is joining us for the sign language interpretation. Remember that you can also tune in or watch our bulletins across all our socials. That is on YouTube, Kutv News Kenya. On X, it's Kutv_Kenya. My name is Ochieng, Cynthia, and let's get started. Now, today being a significant day in the history of the neighboring country, Uganda, hundreds of voters turned up at polling stations to decide who will be the president for the next 5 years. However, despite extensive preparations for this day, delays in the delivery of voting materials were witnessed across the polling stations for close to 4 hours, with some equipment also failing to function.
Once again, Uganda's general election has been marred by irregularities after the voting process was delayed for nearly 4 hours, coupled with malfunctioning equipments. This is according to a message posted by the leader of the opposition, NUP, and presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi, popularly known as Bobi Wine, on the X platform, in which he strongly condemned the incident. I quote, "The world must know what is happening in Uganda on election day. The internet has been shut down. Massive ballot stuffing has been reported everywhere. Our leaders, including the vice president for the Western region, have been arrested. Many of our polling agents and supervisors have been abducted, and others have been chased away from polling stations. BVVK machines have failed to work everywhere. The people of Uganda must rise up and reject criminal rule. The world must never legitimize this blood-stained and shameful regime." End of quote. On the streets, the situation appeared calm and peaceful. Security forces, including police and the army, were deployed in large numbers in urban areas. Despite the heightened security, shops and various business premises remained closed, a sign of the prevailing atmosphere. President Yoweri Museveni, 81 years old, is seeking a 7th term after decades in power. Following the removal of constitutional age and term limits, his long rule has made Uganda one of the African countries with the longest-serving leaders. His main challenger is Robert Bobi Wine Kyagulanyi, the 43-year-old popular musician turned politician who has won support from many young people frustrated by unemployment and limited economic opportunities. Results are expected to be announced after the closure of polling stations, with the preliminary results anticipated later today. However, the internet shutdown and reported operational challenges are expected to delay information flow and independent verification of the results. Today's election is taking place amid deep divisions and competing narratives, with the government describing it as a democratic process aimed at maintaining stability, while many critics view it as a test of Uganda's democratic resilience under prolonged one-party rule. Rajab Juma, KUTV.
Back home, President William Ruto has continued with his Nyota program rollout tours, this time camping in Machakos County, where he continued to call on the residents to support his developments. Ruto, who was accompanied by various national leaders, rubbished opposition politics, stating it's just a drop of water in the ocean. I'll not tolerate leaders rubbishing the Nyota program. These were the words of President William Ruto as he rolled out Nyota Funds in Machakos County. The program, which has been criticized by opposition leaders, is now being seen as the gateway to improving youth's lives, with President calling on the opposition for criticizing everything.
And I want to give you my assurance, ya kwamba, politics aside, we must move this country forward. And we need to work together. Because for a long time, siasa ni ya kubaguana, siasa ni ya chuki, siasa ni ya ukabila. Those kind of things are the ones that are making Kenya not make as much progress as we should.
The head of states again issued warning against misusing the funds, stating that the government goal is to ensure youth's lives are uplifted. Ruto additionally called on counties to support the youths as they start their businesses to minimize wastage of government money.
Kila mtu wako hapa na mpango ya biashara. Kila mtu wako na mpango vile atatumia hiyo pesa. And I want to persuade you, please, good people, believe in yourselves. Mtu asikuambie huwezi. Mtu asikuambie ni kidogo. Mtu asikuambie hawezekani. Tell them it is possible.
Leaders accompanying the president also took to the stage to laud Ruto's move to improve living standards of the youths, which they said will boost the economy in return.
Na hii ni nafasi yako ya kipekee wewe kufanya biashara na kuendelesha maisha yako vizuri, ukiangalia vile Kenya inaendelea mbele.
Na Mheshimiwa Rais, wewe ndio rais ambaye pia umeweza kuwapanga vijana katika kila sehemu na kila nyanja. Umeangalia vijana na umeweza kuwapanga ili waweze kuchangia katika maendeleo ya Kenya. Mambo haya ambayo ya pesa ya biashara ambao watapata leo ni njia moja ya kuhakikisha wameweza kuchangia uchumi wao, uchumi wa jamii na uchumi wa Kenya.
Leaders from the region also thanked President Ruto for not choosing sides when disbursing the money, highlighting that leaders criticizing the project are naysayers of youths being embraced and boosted financially.
And I am determined, no part of Kenya, no community in Kenya, no region in Kenya is going to be left behind. We are going to move together. And that is why the design of any program that we have has a national character.
What we are witnessing today is a paradigm shift. For a long time, the colonial class has enslaved us with a program of the handout culture, whereby young people were being given handouts. Shika hii kidogo, shika hii kidogo, shika hii kidogo. Now what you are giving to the people of Kenya, the young people of Kenya, is a hand-up program. You're getting a hand-up telling you, tunakupatia ndoano ya kwenda kukamata samaki, sio samaki peke yake utamla leo amalizike. Kwa hivyo, what you are saying...
The beneficiaries also could not hide the joy of being part of the program.
Wamonyo nimekaa, nika-observe, nikaona wako na poor waste management practices. Unapata tu inakaa chafu hivi, inakaa tu uzee, na ni soko tu ina grow inakaa poa. So nika decide nianze tu kampuni kadogo, kauko collect hizo waste, unapata tuna recycle tupeleka kwa kampuni, zenye tunaweza uza tunauza, ina plow back profit to our business. Bado naweza ajiri wase kadhaa, nahitaji wase wa transport, wase wa collect hizi vitu.
The Nyota disbursement tour is expected to continue across the country in the coming days. However, this is being seen as a political card against opposition. And Malindi Member of Parliament Amina Mnyanzi has called for the inclusion of coast leaders in the impending coalition talks between ODM and UDA ahead of the 2027 general elections. Speaking in Malindi town, Mnyanzi said the coast region must no longer be sidelined in key national political decisions, warning that years of exclusion have denied the region resources and opportunities. She revealed that coast leaders meeting in Mombasa agreed to rally behind mining and blue economy Cabinet Secretary Hassan Ali Joho as their political kingpin. Nyanzi insisted that coast leaders must be represented at the negotiation table as talks focus on government formation, jobs, resources sharing under the broad-based government arrangement.
Katika masuala ya siasa Kenya nzima watu wakizungumza, sisi kama wapwani sauti yetu na maamuzi yetu ni kwamba jambo la kwanza kuna coastal unity. Jambo la pili, sisi pale ambapo Hassan Ali Joho atatuambia tuende ndipo tutakapokuenda. Sijui kama tumeelewana vizuri hapa. Sisi kiongozi wetu kule juu kabisa ni nani? Ali Hassan Joho. Ndo ni kingpin wetu, ndo ni sultani wetu. Na juzi nasikia kumekuwa na mazungumzo pale party leader wangu Oburu Odinga pamoja na wale viongozi wengine wa ODM walikwenda wakazungumza na wakaamua ya kwamba wako tayari wao kufanya majadiliano na mazungumzo na His Excellency William Samoei Ruto. Sasa mimi nataka niseme hivi, hayo ya Ruto ni yako huko juu, si ni hivyo? Lakini sisi kama wapwani katika meza ya mazungumzo ni lazima tuwe sisi tuko pale ndani.
Officials in Nyeri have unveiled a multi-agency committee to spearhead the fight against alcohol and drug abuse, illicit brews, and emerging criminal gangs. This comes after President William Ruto's declaration of the vice as a national emergency. Glory Kathure has more on this.
Speaking during the committee's inaugural meeting, Nyeri County Commissioner Josephat Biwott said the initiative brings together national and county government agencies, security teams and regulators to confront the growing menace. He noted that alcohol and drug abuse continues to have devastating social and economic effects in the county, necessitating close intergovernmental collaboration.
We are having a meeting between all our stakeholders, both national and county government, to implement the 100 days RRI on how to eradicate issues of drugs, substance abuse in our county. You have seen from what we have addressed with the governor. And I want to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it is a serious issue which we must take with the seriousness it deserves, especially the consequences are real and we're seeing.
Biwott identified counterfeit alcohol as the county's biggest challenge, followed by heroin and bank trafficking. He revealed that drug peddlers have deliberately targeted 25 learning institutions in Nyeri, including universities, colleges, TVET, and schools, adding that over 100 grams of heroin have already been seized.
Ile shida tuko nayo hapa sana ni counterfeits. Tuko na shida ya bangi na heroin. Watu wengi wanaona kwamba Nyeri hakuna heroin. For your information, we have records. Ile tumeshika not less than 100 grams ya heroin. Wame-earmark 25 major markets. Na hiyo major markets yao 25, they are mainly our education institutions. Wametaka 2 universities, kuna polytechnics, kuna TVETs, and even schools, 25 of them.
He further cited weak licensing controls and corruption among enforcement officers and blatant disregard of stipulated operating hours by alcohol outlets as major obstacles. The commissioner linked rising suicide cases and family breakdowns to substance abuse, disclosing that the county loses an average of 15 people to suicide every month.
Another one challenge is licensing. The way we are licensing, we want to come up with a very nice work plan, how we're going to check our licensing. Another challenge, Your Excellency Governor, is corruption. Kuna watu wanachukua returns. Watu wanaenda wanachukua returns, they don't care of the consequences. And then, another one is the hours of operation. Tumepewa 5 p.m. mpaka 11 p.m.
Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga blamed easy access to illicit brews and political interference for undermining enforcement, but said the county will protect legitimate businesses under the Nyeri County Alcoholic Control Act of 2024.
And the challenge is that there is easy access to illicit brews, to drugs, to alcohol, and to all those kind of things. And therefore, I have come here wholly to support this joint. One of the things I must say here is that sometimes politics also becomes our weakest link, because when politicians stop thinking about the next generation and start thinking about the next election, we have a problem.
The Joint Committee has until April 20th to implement the directive, during which it is expected to conduct coordinated enforcement operations and roll out targeted public awareness campaigns. KUTV, Nairobi.
Tamaking of the 30-kilometer Kiritiri Mariari Mutua Bari Road in Mbere South, Embu County is set to transform connectivity and boost access to markets for local farmers. The project being upgraded to bitumen standards by the national government through KERA is expected to unlock the region's agricultural potential, especially cereals and fruits. Residents say decades of poor road conditions have left farmers unable to transport produce, with mangoes often rotting on farms. The ongoing work have renewed hope, with locals citing reduced transport costs, improved trade and job opportunities for youth. The project, launched last November, was expected to be completed within 30 months and stimulate long-term economic growth in the region.
Ile Aero Center iko karibu, inachukua muda mrefu sana. Saa ingine akina mama wanajifungulia kwa njia, sio moja sio mbili, ni wengi wanajifungulia kwa njia. Na tena iko watu wamekufia njia kwa sababu ya kuumwa na nyoka, na pande hii ya Kiambere na Ndarawe iko nyoka wengi sana. Hata hii ni kumaanisha hata pande ya ugonjwa itasaidia.
Tukiteseka na barabara wakati wa miaka mingi sana, na hii barabara ikimalizika itafanya watu waweze kufanya biashara vizuri. Usafiri silikuwa mbaya sana, mtu anaenda wakiteresa wakati wa mvua inakuwa ni shinda sana, haipitiki juu ya mto, haina bridge, madarasa ni mbaya, na sasa naona ikitengenezwa itakuwa sawa.
Now, on that note, we're taking a very short break. We'll be back with more stories. Stay tuned.
A new era. This is the Law Matters Show. A program that brings you legal
prosecution. I think that this loss is a setback for Raila Odinga. What policy recommendations were fronted by the candidate?
With diversity, we demystify important legal issues locally, regionally, and internationally.
What Tanzanians.
Join me, Elvin Onsongo, as I bring you more insights on law matters.
We are looking at social issues. What is the problem? Is it the economy? Is it...
Law Matters Show, creating awareness, advocacy, and enhancing lives.
Miti, panda, miti, miti. Our planet's future is in our hands. However, there is a threat to the brightness of this tomorrow. On EarthCheck, we share the challenges, the solutions, and the hope.
I would call this a very momentous day, a very critical day.
Every episode, every story, every step we take creates a ripple. Join me, the environmentalist Emmanuel Kutosi, on Kutv every Wednesday at 8 p.m. and be part of EarthCheck. Welcome.
Welcome back, and let's keep on informing you. Now, Kenyatta University, in collaboration with Starkey Hearing and Technologies, today launched the Bill and Tani Austin International Hearing Innovation Center, home to the new Center of Hearing and Speech Excellence. The facility, aimed at revolutionizing hearing and speech care in Kenya, was inaugurated with guest speaker William F. Austin and the university's Vice Chancellor Professor Paul K. Wainaina.
At Kenyatta University, the Bill and Tani Austin International Hearing Innovation Center has launched the Center of Hearing and Speech Excellence, a cutting-edge facility set to advance hearing and speech care, research and rehabilitation services in Kenya.
Congratulations to you all. Nice. Thank you so much. We'll proceed with the tour.
Kenyatta University Vice Chancellor Professor Paul K. Wainaina said the Bill and Tani Austin International Hearing Innovation Center will position the university as a regional hub for hearing and speech excellence, fostering research, innovation and specialized training to improve community healthcare outcomes.
Through the project, we have not only achieved completion of this center, but also developed 4 new academic programs, and these are Bachelor of Science Hearing Health, that is audiology. As we have been told, this is the first not only in Africa, but also in the world.
As the chief guest, Starkey Hearing Technologies Chairman Dr. William F. Austin highlighted the role of hearing in education and social inclusion, saying access to quality hearing care is a basic right that empowers individuals to participate fully in society.
I decided to do hearing because hearing is very special. You see, hearing provides the input to our brain, which facilitates 80% of our cognitive decisions. If you don't have good input to your central computer, you can't get a good output. No one should be diminished unnecessarily.
Dr. William F. Austin said innovation and partnerships are key to expanding access to hearing healthcare, noting that early detection, advanced technology, and community outreach can transform lives and improve education, inclusion, and economic participation across Kenya and the region.
And I'm including the people who have my supposed competitors, other hearing aid companies. They're not even thinking about what we're working on. It's happening at a much faster speed. The good thing is we will be able to use that science to help people better than we ever could before. And that's been a long dream to do.
Starkey Hearing Technologies Vice President for Sales and Operations for Africa and Latin America, Owen Olende, said the initiative was launched in response to nearly 360 million people, including 32 million children living with disabling hearing loss, to expand access to early diagnosis, treatment and rehabilitation services.
The Starkey and Kenyatta University partnership has come at a critical time when advances in technology and AI are rapidly growing across Africa and around the world. At the same time, the awareness of the consequences of untreated hearing loss and its impact on individuals and society as a whole is also increasing.
With the launch of Hearing Innovation Center at Kenyatta University, the center is expected to help students and community at large. Edna Nerea, KUTV, Nairobi.
Msimu mpya, uso mpya, nguvu mpya, bila shaka na ari mpya. Lakini
meanwhile, Immigration Principal Secretary Dr. Julius Kipsang has stated that local administrations will now be in charge of protecting the integrity of identity documents through biometric verification, since they are in the best position to identify residents. Similar forums have been held in 6 counties. The coast area is almost finished. Following meetings in Kwale, Kilifi, and Taita Taveta, the drill will end at Lamu after moving on to Tana River. He warned chiefs that identity fraud posed a national security concern and could impact Kenya's passport status, which is presently in the 68th position in the world, and advised them not to frustrate application or check in non-citizens.
I want to mention that we are going to have an intensive exercise on registration, starting with Turkana, Baringo, and West Pokot from next week or the week after, where we are going to use live capture machines. You go to that registration, they'll take your fingerprints, they'll take all the information, they'll scan in all the other documents. At the end of your exercise, which may take you around between 5-7 minutes, when the pattern of submit is done, it comes directly to the headquarters. We print your ID. We do some little checking to confirm the information and to confirm the data. And in 3-4 days, you have your ID. On this mobile registration,
And in sports, the streets of Senegal and Morocco were crowded with joy as both countries celebrated making it to the AFCON final, with Senegal overcoming Egypt and Morocco defeating Nigeria. Yusuf and Lesri scored the game-winning penalty in the first semi-final, while goalie Yassine Bono made 2 crucial saves to help Morocco defeat Nigeria 4-2 in a penalty shootout. Senegal defeated Egypt 1-0 in the other semi-final as Sadio Mane once again defeated Mohamed Salah, a former teammate at Liverpool. The host Morocco will face Senegal in the final on the 17th Sunday in Rabat, with the third place match being played on Saturday, the 17th, between Nigeria and Egypt. Now that is all we had for you today, the 15th of January, the year 2025. All thanks to everyone behind the crew, my producer Yvonne Kemuma, the directors who has been out to ensure that this bulletin is a success. Good night. See you next time.